Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Daily, and thank you for joining me as we go over episode 11 of the God of High School anime series. An episode filled with action from start to finish, but all the pieces look to be coming together and lining up for a climactic finish as we go into the final two episodes of the series. That being said, I really do have to feel sorry for Illoypo's teammates by the end of this episode, as one of them loses an arm and the other loses her leg. And this would be obvious, but it should play a huge role on these characters' mental state, as it's another injury caused by Tark's actions, just him basically not caring about the consequences of the way he does things. This again adds to his character's antagonisticness and makes him more of a I'll say antagonist, I suppose. But at the same time, we have to look at it from a different perspective. The damage done this time, though, looks like it's not fixable. Unlike Illoypo's friend, which they were all fighting for and they mentioned in the previous episode, she would be able to walk again, but not fight. Unfortunately though, this character, right here, looks to be like she won't walk or run anytime soon because she is now actually missing that limb and is not going to heal, unless they do some sort of like weird magic hocus pocus stuff on it, but I can't see that happening anytime soon. And while we're loosely on the topic of Tark's character, I do want to say that although he's meant to be an antagonist in this series, I can't help but love the brutality and the badassness that this character shows and brings with him to every episode and every segment that he is actually in. One word to describe this character, he's just cool, isn't he? And was I the only one who thought of Cell from Dragon Ball Z when looking at this kind of scene and when this actually happened? Come on, I must not be. You know, Cell absorbs people, this character absorbed everybody, and then, like, spat her out after he was attacked. Cell spat 18 out. I was just waiting for someone to come in and pick up the woman and run away with her and marry her. That's how I was thinking it was going to happen, but I guess they didn't want to go that far with the reference. Now, I mentioned last week that I wasn't the biggest fan of how the anime handled the awakening of the key in Illoypo gaining that power. I thought the animation was nice for that, but I thought that the tension and the vibe wasn't actually there. But I have to give the anime credit for making this fight between Mori and Illoypo an amazing one. The animation was amazing, the sound effects were all very effective, and that tease in the new form of Mori with the other persona, in having the blue eyes this time, was enough to make us as fans want to see more and learn more about this, because it intrigues us and gives us just a little bit of information, just enough to make us go, come on, give us another bit, give us more, what does that mean? Obviously, we're going to learn as we walk down, but if you've been paying attention to the kind of flashbacks, like the graphic sort of art style that comes into play before Mori goes into any of these states, then you should be able to piece the pieces together little by little. Seeing that Yui kind of reference and having that kind of see-through design while Mori was like powering up his move was a nice tease as well. It makes us as webtoon readers, if you're a webtoon reader too, then you're included, see that staff and go, oh, that's great, that means you're going to be using it soon. But the way they teased it kind of reminds me of how Saber from the Fate series used to wield her Excalibur sword in order to hide her identity. I don't know, just that sort of see-through astral kind of vibe and feel to it, I thought was great, and I loved that added effect. That was brilliant. I love the expression of fear from Illoypo's face there once Mori unleashes his attack in that blue-eyed form, and it's the type of fear that only appears when you're recalling something that was truly horrifying in your past. So we know that fear is actually coming from the fox spirit that is dwelling within Illoypo. Which, to me, I want to know that backstory right now, don't you? I loved the little story at the beginning, though. The story of the episode, telling us about the nine-tailed fox and how that it was loved by the gods, and being that it was so powerful, it was then betrayed by the gods, and then it escaped to the human realm, but not before destroying half of the heavens. And you know what? The music in this segment of the episode made this part of the episode for me. It was just the whole story and the music added together just helped give it that mystical, ancient vibe. That's what I really liked about it. That's what drew me in. It got me hooked into the episode. And then obviously they gave us that kind of melodic, mysterious kind of sound straight to the intro. So, come on. Two good pieces of music, one after the other. Of course I'm going to be interested in the episode. My only issue, though, with this fight between Team Mori and Team Illoypo was Mira. Mira never got involved, and that kind of bugs me, considering this whole revelation for Mori Jin's character in the last episode was he's not alone. He has allies he can rely on. He can rely on his friends. But Mira never got any chance to fight or prove herself. Now, I could be extremely wrong, and that is a big possibility, because it sounds really far-fetched, and now I'm saying it, I think it is wrong, but I can't remember what chapter it was to go check. However, I remember Mira finishing off Illoypo in a very weakened state when reading the webtoon series, to kind of make it so that Illoypo is stronger than Mori, because I don't remember Mori showing off his blue-eyed form in this fight when reading the webtoon series. The way I remember it playing out was that Mori lost to Illoypo after putting up a bit of a struggle, weakened him down a little bit. Mira came in, was told that she was pretty useless and ineffective against him, and then actually still managed to pick up the win, just barely. That's how I remember it happening. I could be wrong. Like, there's every chance I could, and if I am, oopsie, I'm wrong. But someone can correct me in the comments, I'm pretty sure. That Mori Jin and Illoypo bonding scene, though, after the fight was really kind of wholesome. It gave this episode a nice chance to breathe between the action, and that was really appreciated. Like I said, this episode was very action-packed. There was a lot of things going on, but this little segment between Mori and Illoypo, and how, like, Illoypo's like, call me big brother, and, you know, they had that kind of bonding chemistry going on there. I thought that was great, because it did just give us that chance to breathe and process what we had just witnessed. With Nox attacking, and then retreating after infecting that wizard dude that is the son of one of the members of the Six, and then turning him into that bizarre-like creature with, you know, the whole kind of absorbing power that we saw towards the end of the episode, and then obviously feeling the power that Mori displayed, also being a factor in Nox retreating. It looked like Sung, who was fighting Marjun Park, did not look like he was putting up much of a fight. Like, he looked like he was breezing through Marjun Park and not actually breaking a sweat at all. So this kind of makes me go, huh, how strong is this guy? Is he stronger than, if he's stronger than the head of the, I can't remember what, you know, if he's stronger than the strongest character that we know so far, like one of the members of the Six, how many members of the Six does it take to take this guy down? Are we going to see a team up moving forward? Kind of a bit more formal than, say, the member of the Homeless Association, like doing that dance that we saw last week and attacking him. Are we going to see like 3 of the 6 members standing together, shoulder to shoulder, fighting this one guy? Because I think that's what it's going to take down this character. Because Marjun Park, he was putting up a front, but he seemingly was struggling to put up a decent defense. And yes, he had to save that. He had to save Q. Not Q, was it? Is it? No. I can't remember her name now. The blue-headed executive lady that he has on his team. He had to save her. There's a future event that goes on. It needs to be done. She needs to be a part of it, so don't worry, she's not going anywhere if you're a fan of her. However, Sung in this episode ends with his blue coat being shown. No cloak. This makes him look serious, and he is serious, because in the anime he is now summoning these angel-like creatures. And yes, he is going to go and wreck everything, and things are just going to burn and crash. Also, with these angel-like creatures that started appearing in the sky, looking like trouble for our main heroes, as a side note, I thought that the color schemes, the green and the red effects / lighting, it really hurt my eyes a little bit. Was I the only one that thought that? Let me know if you struggled to, like, look at it as well. Just a little criticism from myself. That being said, though, these angels are worth 10 million yen each. So, will Q be able to pay off his debt? Obviously, he's just got to take down a lot of these, but at the same time, he should be able to accrue enough in order to pay off everything and to buy himself a nice comfy home to end off. And maybe a nice steak afterwards. Come on, Q, you can do it. Overall, though, this episode was okay. It wasn't the best episode that we've had from this series thus far. It felt more like a setup episode, if I'm perfectly honest. But the fight was great, and hopefully next week's episode ends with a big kind of revelation and leaves us asking questions and wanting to find out more. Just gets us excited, gets us hyped, gets us going. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's not really been a lot to talk about from like what I like to talk about in reviews. It's mostly been an action-packed thing, so that from that point of view, it was a bit hard to find good talking points. But hopefully you found this entertaining, you found this enjoyable. If you did, why not subscribe to the Anime Zillia? Join me for more anime and manga related content, webtoon as well, and I'll see you in the future. Hope you have an amazing day. Arigato, matane, goodbye.